All right, we are here today to get you set up with Claude Code. What we're not doing today is going deep into prompting or going deep into individual use cases within your financial services industry workflows. What we're here today to do is just to get you set up. And we will come out with more videos in the future if you want to go deeper on any specific areas. So, step one, let's download VS Code. Why download VS Code? It's just a much slicker way to interact with Claude and essentially just an easier way to get your development environment set up. It's also just a lot more efficient as well once you get deep into certain workflows. And we'll get more into the reasons why later. Step two, Obsidian. Now, why do you want to download Obsidian? Obsidian does very intelligent mapping with all of your notes. This is really valuable because in order to set up a high quality Claude Code folder, you're going to want to have a number of different MD files. And these MD files should contain key notes that are related to the work that you do. It could also be call notes. It could be training notes, whatever it may be. But having this extra content is going to make Claude a lot smarter. So give Obsidian a download and then move on to step three once you do that. Step three, Claude Code. So this guide here we'll get to in a bit, but I always suggest people spend time with Claude's official documentation. Anthropic's done a great job giving us all the resources we need and always keeping us updated on what's new as well. So, just to get started with Claude Code and VS Code, you need two prerequisites. First is downloading VS Code, which we should have covered in step one. And then the second is you are going to need a paid Anthropic account. Once you have those two things, you should be able to get set up with Claude Code and VS Code. So once VS Code is downloaded, you should be able to see something that looks relatively similar to what I'm about to pull up. All right, now that we are in VS Studio, there's a few things you should do. The first is you should open the folder that you want to operate out of. This is really important because this folder is essentially going to contain all the documents that you want to analyze. PDFs, Excel models, whatever it is, images, all that should be in this folder. Also, you should go to the extensions and find the Claude Code extension. Install that, log in, and that way you have Claude Code set up under a folder. So, gonna do that myself, and then we'll move on to the next thing. All right, so now you see we're operating out of a folder. I have just a mock data room here. You also see I created skills in a Claude MD file. I highly recommend you prompt Claude to help you create a Claude MD file in specific skills. Claude MD should be pretty broad. What's the general guidance and how you should operate as a hedge fund analyst, private equity investor, whoever you are, who's analyzing a data room. So this is like high level context, and then skills would be very specific, right? So forecasting, comps, right? Competitive landscape analysis, whatever it may be, but these are specific skills you'll prompt Claude to create. And I'll just show you as an example, the financial modeling skill that Claude created for me was pretty quick. And as you can see, it gets pretty detailed in use cases when the skill should be invoked. And then it should also flag any kind of reconciliation, stress testing, if you want to build a DCF model, etc. But it has all the kind of guidance specifically. And this is because you don't want your Claude MD file to be really massive. Like the Claude MD file is meant to be high level. So you can see here it summarizes what's in the data room. And then it also summarizes some of the key questions, right? So this is meant to be high level. Skills are meant to be very specific. Once you have this set up, you're kind of free now to do whatever kind of analysis you want to do, whether you want to create memos or models or pitch decks, or just run different types of analysis. But think about Claude as just an extension of your brain, right? And make sure that you always, always, always refer to your company's official AI governance documentation as you think about what kind of data you can load up with Claude and if you can even access this. If you're on your personal, that's different. The philosophy there is obviously never put any confidential information that shouldn't be shared into Claude Code. So just make sure you practice good governance hygiene. But with that, I'll pause. Hopefully you're now set up and you have free reign now to go deep with all of the Claude capabilities. So I'll leave you guys to it to go deep into specific use cases that work for you. I can go over a few use cases in the future, but yeah, hope this was helpful.